Hello everybody! I am going to check the company's social media account to see what my minions have been up to at the work. Huh? Oh, Dave posted a picture of my new secret rocket on Facebook. Okay, sorry boss. Kevin tweeted a picture of the new rocket for the moon. Okay, sorry boss. You are bad minions. I am sending you on the social media training course.
Should employees be allowed to use social media in the workplace? If you were to ask a member of the general public what social media meant to them, you could expect the standard responses of the commonly accessed websites such as Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. It should be noted, though, that social media encompasses so much more than that. Websites such as LinkedIn have revolutionized the working world and made the processes of headhunting and recruitment more easily possible than ever before. Due to the ever-increasing ease of communication flows due to smartphones and growing technology, defining the workplace is significantly more difficult. Context plays a large role in whether or not social media should be allowed in the workplace. Here's a few contexts at work affecting its use. Not having internet or web access means some employees can't use social media. Compare that to modern marketing roles where it's imperative to use social media to fulfill your role effectively. What about roles where people operate machinery or vehicles for work, where it would be inappropriate to use social media on the phone? There's an array of contexts because there's so many different workplaces across the globe. There are contexts where social media is used even before employers work for a company, as the BBC Safer Internet Day highlighted, where employers use social media as recruitment tools. Employees may not have social media profiles appropriate for a workplace context. Power relations affect social media's use as well. The traditional 9-to-5 job with a top-down hierarchy, as on the left, is no longer a case in the contemporary workplace. The visual on the right better represents the new non-linear hierarchy that takes place at work. The type of social media used also affects context, as different services allow people to send information through messages between colleagues and friends. The table shows the different ways information is sent across different social media channels. What's important is that within employees' lives, social media services are used altogether, so information and messages can go beyond the workplace through somewhat of a blend between all these services, contexts, and power relations. This means information can be shared and go beyond social media. What is the boundary between work life and home life? Is there a distinct line between the two? Is the workday over when you go home for the night? Do you have a balance between your work life and your private life? As mentioned earlier, there is not one definition for a job or a workplace, so it depends on what job is in question when discussing whether or not social media should be used in the workplace. We've seen both extremes, banning social media in the workplace and encouraging it. Banning social media in the workplace proved to be inefficient as employees used their personal devices to access their platforms anyway. It proved to kill morale and tarnish the employee-employer relationship. On the other extreme, BBC states if employees aren't using social media tools, they're not doing their job effectively.
I think so, yes, I think so, because when you think about the way that the workplace and the home are blended and the boundaries are blended, you can't really say exactly when you are or not at work. I mean, there's so many different versions of what the workplace is, and for so many different people, and that varies across space and different places and at different times. So we have to think about when people are at work and when they're not at work, and that's quite challenging. And also whether this is going to bring about positive benefits as a result of that blended boundary. Do people need time away from work to reflect and think, or is it better for them to be constantly available to any queries that they have? So some types of work would afford the use of social media, whereas others perhaps might not, depending on the type of work. So there's many differences across the board with that.
Employee engagement. What does it mean? An engaged employee is someone who is fully involved in and enthusiastic about their work. The interests of the organization and themselves come together as one. Engaged employees produce 2 times more work than unengaged employees. Employee engagement also leads to job satisfaction and employee morale. In conclusion, it is extremely beneficial to use social media in the workplace. Employers will receive a return of high employee engagement, causing higher productivity for the company.